You are the syrup on my waffles. This is your captain, Captain Friendship. And I want to take you back to when everything went to zero. You see this list of names, friends? Don't worry about the names. We're going to go through them, all right? The bottom of the bear market, friends, was very tough, very cruel. And look, I'm just here 18 hours a day. I don't make any income from dumping on followers, leverage trading, or any of these other toxic promoted things. I don't make any money from that. I buy low and I sell high. Okay, that's basically what I do. I don't grift. I get grifted with you guys. Okay, I get grifted. I got grifted in the worst ways possible, friends. Like, how was I to know that something at minus 70% still isn't cheap? Like, if you come from traditional finance world or anything else, like, on what planet is minus 70% still expensive? Yeah, crypto. That's crypto. Because there's high yield given out to people and the insiders and the teams, and they're still dumping, and they did the low float scam. I learned all of that, and I'm like, oh man, I put all the pieces of the puzzle together. There's not one source I learned it from, but I put all the pieces of the puzzle together, and I'm here now as a good voice for you, just to share with you. So none of this is financial advice. Remember, I am part of the Captain Friendship crew, but this is what was happening at the bottom of the bear market. And I would like to start by telling you, just because I got it right in a very big way once, okay, I've got many things right, but just because I got that right doesn't mean I'm going to get it right from now on. I could just be fully 50-50. And as well, if you're watching, like, subscribe, bell button, all. I don't do this whole, I think it's going to squiggle up or squiggle down. That's not the game. The game is, okay, it's long-term bullish trend because they're printing money, undertone, and crypto tech improving. However, are there points where we can see a big round of buyers are exhausted? Can we see that? They're the tops. And also, can we see points where there's big rounds of sellers exhausted? They're the bottoms. But we don't waste our time with a daily or a weekly here and there. We don't care about that. We're talking about the once or twice big moves in the year. That's what we're looking for. For example, the bottom of the crypto bear market, back in November 2022. So that's what you got to see. So if I take you back what was happening, I'm going to show you one of my tweets, right? And it was literally October here. Now, you got to remember, Bitcoin is still 18,000. FTX had not happened yet. So we had these big fat dagger candle that was happening. This is what everybody ends up looking at, all right? Now, at the bottom here, you got to imagine everyone thought it was game over. But look, let me show you what happens. Okay, so these are all the influencers calling for Bitcoin 10K. Now, remember, Richard Hart, now Richie Boot, he basically started it. So he called it at 64K. So, I know a lot of us will say, oh, you got it wrong. Oh, yeah, I know, man. It doesn't matter, man. He got the idea right. Because you just got to know, all right, you called for your 10K when we were at 64K. These other people, they changed their mind halfway through, and then they stayed bearish the whole time, okay? So, they had Turnvase, Bitty Boy, Ben Copen, Elio Trades, Ricardo, Crypto LARP, Market Sniper, Altcoin Daily, Gareth Soloway, Supperman. This is actually insane, man. This is literally, by the way, you're wondering where this tweet came from, friends. This is literally October 18th, 2022. Friends, look at the balls, by the way. I want you, get both your hands out of your pockets, reach out and just hold my nuts in your hand. I'm a squirrel. I hold my own nuts. Man, you grab these nuts. You know how hard they are. Titanium steel. Knock, knock, knock. You see what I mean? There's nothing in here, friends. That is Peanutbrain. Look at this. Okay? People calling for 30K, though. Your friend, me. So, look, I even have the thumbnails. This is what was going on. You really had look at Bitcoin's final capitulation. Another crash coming. We're looking at a massive drop. So, this was over and over. And you got to understand, friends. Oh, man, was it tough. You got to understand. Wow. Just to stand here as a peanut brain, complete schizophrenic psychopath. I'm like, man, what are we doing in this industry? It's Fugazi, Ponzi money, man. Is this even going to be around? And to actually sit here and say, we're not going to 10K, we're going to 30K. And I had to swallow, right? Look what happens next, okay? This is Mr. Burns from the famous scene where I come in peace. Okay, so this is the chart. Look, I did a quick update showing you where it actually moved up, right? So this is everything. It was right here. So you can actually see it as it happened. But I also came back to just show what ends up transpiring and moving on as we move through this cycle, because there's a lot of people in here. There's very interesting comments talking about, these other influencers here and there. Like, oh, Mr. Pulse Chain app. Ben Copen is one of the least accurate forecasters for years, and still people meat ride him. World is weird, man. Yeah, so look, when it comes to these, friends, I think I commented, yes, okay, crazy, he earns $700,000 per month from VIP. So yeah, I really do wonder what happens to these large channels who make money being like kind of wrong. I'm just curious, because look, everyone's got their own talents, but look, people come into crypto and they want the best of both worlds. They want to invest a lot, but not take risk. And you can't do that in crypto. If you always take a lot of risk. There is no free lunch. There is no such thing as you have the perfect entry. Yeah, your perfect entry still got a minus 50% swing at the bottom. It still does, all right? And when it comes to like any other influencers selling a service here and there, well, I'll just tell you flat out, no indicator is going to retire you, even though I know no one's going to believe it and they're going to go buy indicators at the top, okay? No magical influencers like risk models and amazing rainbow lines. None of them are going to solve for anything, friends. I promise you, I've watched them all. You know me, man. Look, I give this stuff here for you for free. So if there was good stuff, I'm arbitraging it. So I'm taking the good stuff out here and I'm funneling it to you. And if it was that good, I would be selling it myself. Think about that. Like, I would pay $5,000 for one person's mastermind or one membership, and then I'll just go try to sell, 100,000 copies for $1,000 each or whatever. So we dissect the information. That's what people do out there. There isn't any of that. There isn't. Okay. All you have are people who they either fluked crypto at one point, or they fluked an amount of subscribers. Now, a lot of people get upset when you hear that, and I don't really care about them. Their egos and their pride can be put aside. I care about you, all right? The more you think that these people are frauds, flukes, one-trick ponies, one-cycle ponies, the more you think that, the better you are going to be. So I don't care about me. I don't care about the status I have or my portfolio or anything, friends. I know I'm here to win. I know I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be just fine. I was fine before. I'll be fine after. It's for you. I know a lot of you out here, you are investing a couple of months of your salary. You're trying to make it big in crypto world. And it's very confusing, man. Trust me. It was confusing for me, friends. I literally, you got to understand, right? Watching, like, do you know how hard it was to see Richard Hart calling for that bottom still? Because he read 2021 perfectly. That's why it was tough. That was the toughest call of all, because everyone else, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I can see you guys kind of changing your mind and here and there, but the guy who predicted all of this would happen, I'm going against him. I'm like, oh, because what was actually happening is, and you're gonna have to learn this, or you just copy me, or don't ever copy me, friends. We have to learn this, okay? You have these genius and these models and accurate predictions on one hand, but then you have the market sending you a signal. And if you just sit here long enough in a squeaky chair with a straight back and pointy elbows, you can listen to the market. And what were we seeing, friends? We were seeing Davey Hoffman from Bankless. He was crying on camera, right? That was that $16,000 low, right? Became famous. So if you go back here, right here, down here, you had Kobe, Crypto Kobe, literally saying there's no hope for this industry. A lot of people saying, I'm embarrassed to talk. I'm not going to tell anybody I'm in this trashy crypto industry. There's nothing left. And all of those, right? And it became like just a pivotal moment. And I sat here, I could see the future. I was like, oh man, this has to be it. See, I'm not going to pretend to you like, I am the most confident man in the world. No, because it's a double-edged sword. When you get your ears perked and then close to the ground, and you get to feel everybody in a non-sexual way with their consent, mind you, and they've signed on the forms, okay? When you are there, friends, unfortunately, humans, our emotions are contagious. So their fear, it basically wraps around you. It grips you. We have the same fear. Friends, I remember going to sleep one night and I almost had like a tear in my eye. I was like, man, I hope CZ bails out FTX. I'm actually feeling it in my guts. And I wasn't reading messages on Twitteroonies. I was actually just like, I was looking at the candles going down faster and faster, and I was reading like random headlines, and I was thinking like, man, I hope this guy saves this industry. And then I remember just that feeling where CZ is this really, really like climactic moment. He goes, yeah, we're going to look at the FTX sheets. And we're like, please save the industry. Please, please, please. And he looked at him. He goes, oh, this is way worse than we thought. No deal. And the market just went into absolute hysteria. That was an FTX collapse. You got to imagine that going down. And then it didn't help as well. You have Richie basically like, eating fish eggs, saying like, yeah, you're all going to show the bottom. You're going to get wrecked, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, oh my gosh. So it hurts now even more because, look, I'll just be honest, friends. It's a slap in the face when you're found the leader, right? He was kind of like, it was basically taunting everyone, saying, yes, you all deserve to lose, all here and there, right? I'm just reporting to everyone's feeling. But a lot of people still had hope that when Pulse-Chain launched, the price was going to be much higher and the value was higher. And then he's talking about Solana and FTX and all this other stuff. And then Solana ends up like rocketing 10x from that moment. And Hex is still down at the same price. Hex is, friends, Hex is lower than what it was in FTX collapse. You know that, right? It's lower. Like, what? It's been like 1 year and 3 months. What? Yeah. So that it was really, really, really tough for a lot of people to do that. And then Pulse-Chain launched and it went even lower than that. So you see what I mean? There's so many moving parts. I can't guarantee that we're going to get the next one right. Now, what's the next one right? Well, maybe if we get a double bubble of alt season, maybe it's in 90 days, man. Maybe literally the Fed's going to cut by 50 basis points on May 1st, and that's going to mark the top. Maybe. And if that happens and you don't listen to me, that's okay, because that's not the end. But you're going to feel you're going to feel a kick in the nuts, friends. And your ovaries, for my ladies out there, you're just going to feel someone basically pinch your nipples. It's going to hurt. And it's going to hurt. The twisty nipples, okay? Not the soft caressing ones. So it's going to hurt because what I'm feeling, and I hate to say it, the news, okay, so the dark prophecies that are coming from the government to ban self-custody, try to make Bitcoin proof of stake, and all these other nasty things, and screw over retail with the Bitcoin ETF, the news is going to be that intense. A lot of people are going to click sell at the bottom. I know they are. But what I'm also feeling and sniffing is that the chart's going to look okay. It's still going to look like a higher low if you zoom out, right? It's going to zoom out. Now, I'm not going to pretend to know exactly where it's going to happen, but that's what I'm just telling you, friends. I've noticed with me, I'm really right about these news events coming out. It's just that, is the market going to have a strong, medium, or really weak reaction to that? And I'm scared for you guys, not you guys, my favorite altcoins, but everyone else out there. Because I'm very empathetic like that, right? I'm a benevolent friend, of course, as the captain ship of the captain. Yeah, I'm scared a lot of people are going to click sell, and then they're going to come FOMO by the top later on, and it's going to be more cruel. Why? Because when they click sell, so Bitcoin's 45K, if they click sell, when they eventually return back at the end of the year, they need to believe in a higher price now to make up for lost time, right? So, and that's where they're probably going to cheer on for 120K Bitcoin, 150K, 200K. Okay, so all these things, it's tough. I'll never say it's easy, but I got it right. That was anything that matters. Now, if I'm able to read the real one, remember the double bubble alt season? Remember I said you can get away with murder with that. If you just hold through. It's going to be tough news, but we'll hold through. And by the way, you probably ask, okay, what would you do to mitigate this? Just I don't know, sell 5, 10, 20, 30%, put into stable coins. That's it. Or if you want, put into Bitcoin. Okay, that's kind of safe, right-ish, because you're still in crypto, and then you can rotate the Bitcoin back in, but probably we all correlate down, probably. That's the thing, if we get a mega alt season here and there. Now, the big one is going to be the most tsunami-like wave. Could be 2025 sometime, don't know when. Maybe April 2025, we don't know. That's going to be the one that's going to be really, really, really tough, friends, because I will never lock into a price, ever. Look what happens to Richard Hart when he locked in the 10K price. People still say 10K today. They still say it. But that doesn't even matter, man. He got the move right. He goes, oh, you guys are euphoric. You bought the Coinbase IPO top. See you later. That's it. And yeah, see, everyone's like, oh, 10K, 10K, 10K. It doesn't really matter. It's all about the idea and can we measure euphoria? And that's why I've been preparing you this whole time. Your strategy is, hey, buy in the depression, right? And sell in the euphoria, no matter how little, medium, or high that euphoria is. So putting all of it together, friends, just going to have some nice, gentle angel music. In a nutshell, you know the deal. We're professionals, professional peanut brains. We got our fluffy slippers. Of course we do. The money, the juice, it's all in the altcoins, all of it. It ain't in Bitcoin, okay? It's in Ethereum outskirts of the city. It's not even in Ethereum. You know it's all in altcoins. The money is not in leverage trading. The money is not in farming airdrops endlessly, okay? Because they cost time and stuff, okay? The money is not in yield farming. Okay, now of course you can do this on the side, but I'm telling you the bulk of the money. No, it's not from that. The money is not in subscribing to someone else's VIP channels and using their risk metrics and trying to imagine a higher Bitcoin price, whatever. The money is not in there. So I don't really care. You do what you want, okay? Because I'm just telling you right now. There are people who have learned my lessons in the past cycle. There's only one problem though. They lost all their money and they're not here to stick around. Okay, so my job is at least, see, I've been preparing you for 2 years. Okay, I don't care about these artificial vanity metrics like, oh, look at these subscribers. Oh, you got a lot of clout. Let's come on these mainstream influencer channels. Yeah. Who cares? We're here to win, man. That's not winning, man. Or talking to people and just sucking each other off and jerking each other. That's not winning. Okay, do you understand? It's buy low, sell high. That's the game. Do you understand? So we know exactly what we've got to do. We have to get to that top. And as your literal friend, I know people are going to disagree at the tops, just like they disagree at the bottom. I know. However, my job will be to at least open your mind to accepting that your portfolio, it's just like the stock market boomers in terms of they're never all in on stocks, they're never all in on bonds. It's 60-40, 60% stocks, 60% bonds. Now, obviously, it's one of the worst trash grift portfolios of all time now. Of course, put that aside, but we've got to learn something from that. You learn about that toggling. So I believe when euphoria comes, most of my messaging will tell you, hey, friends, I hope we keep going. However, having 0% stable coins here is the wrong portfolio. Now, you're going to have to decide what you think is appropriate, but I'll tell you right now, it ain't zero. Okay? Having 0 stable coins right now, I don't care. You think, oh, we've done a 10x. We're going to do another like 4x or 6x from here, and I'm going to be up 50 bang. I don't care. Okay. We're starting to see these hints, friends, like Andrew Tate launching a coin in the future. Maybe the US government's going to ban themselves from stocks and do all these shifty stuff. Maybe Ty Lopez is going to come back out and do these. You just got to be ready wherever they come. All right. You saw how difficult it was in that bear market. Okay. Because we can all believe in the industry, but it's going to be, trust me, friends, it's going to be, you say it's easy now. No. Okay. What if I give you Donald Trump wins, they're doing QE infinite, okay, and we get rid of corrupt chairman Gary Gensler? What if I give you all 3 news and I give you an Ethereum ETF, April 2025? None of you are clicking sell. No one. But I will. Make sure you like, subscribe, bell button, and I'll catch you soon.